Hello, everybody. It is Self-Care Sunday. How are we all doing tonight? Who is with us live on Self-Care Sunday? Jake, Edwin, Kitty. Good evening. How are you tonight? Self-Care Sunday here. Good to have you with us. Good to have you joining. How are you tonight on this Self-Care Sunday? Were you open today and taking advantage of the cooler weather and people buying clothes? Oh. Tell me about your Sunday, people. Hey, Edwin, good to have you here. You enjoying the nice fall weekend we've had here in New England? Hopefully your register was ringing. It's a nice way to start the Jewish New Year with a good, strong sales weekend. I like it. I do. What are we grateful for this Sunday? What are we grateful for? What are you grateful for? Tell me about it. On our slow start, hey, Adele and Dazzle, good to have you here. Good to have you here. I'm grateful that we got to see some friends we haven't seen in a long time. I think we've seen them one other time during all this. And it was nice to see them today. Hey, Jake, how are you, my friend? I'm glad you had the day off, Kitty. That is good. I got in and out of my stores before they were open today, so I don't know. I started at like 4. I was still at the warehouse when they opened, but I didn't tell anybody I was there. Yes, it was, Nancy. Wasn't it a good weekend here? It was. The registers were ringing this weekend, which is a good thing. I'll take it whenever it happens. So I was happy to see that. And I guess if there's any surprise to it, okay, the surprise, contrary to the news media and everything else, has been the amount of cash. I mean, we, as a percentage, there was a lot of cash even today, which again I'm happy to see. I'm happy, it spends the same. It spends better because I don't have to give a percentage away to anybody. I don't have anybody stealing it right now, so my percentage is I'm ahead of the game there. But that is the part that continues to surprise me. Is the amount of people spending cash. So, but again, I'll take it. My bank will be happy to deposit it tomorrow. So, it's all good there. But what else are we grateful for? What else are we grateful for on this Self-Care Sunday? Self-Care Sunday is a day that's all about you. It is, as we start week 27 or 28 of all this, people. Depends on which way you're counting. Week 27, week 28, something like that. But we're all still standing. We're all still strong, and that's a good thing. So let's get tonight started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Let's get going here. Oh, I like this. Tonight we are in the Good Morning, Good Night book. You had a nap today, Nancy? How did you sign up for that? I did get a little football in this afternoon, which is a tiny bit of normalcy, and I'll take that. I'll take a tiny bit of normalcy with this afternoon. Even though we're not huge sport fans, we're not sports crazy or anything, it was nice to have just that little bit of normalcy in watching a little bit of football. And I was surprised to see actual fans in the stands at the Dallas game. They had like 20,000 people in that stadium, and I forget how many people that stadium can hold. I don't know, 100,000, 75,000, whatever it holds. But they had 20,000 people there, which was just, again, a little bit of normalcy. I'll take it. In the Good Morning, Good Night book, if you're following along, we are going to page 66 tonight. Good morning. You've been playing this open world game for a while now. Complete a mission today. Gain some new powers. I like that. They kicked you out. That's not a bad thing, Nancy. That's actually pretty good that they kicked you out. That's a good thing. That they kicked you out of your own stores is, you're doing a lot right when that happens. Yeah, well, that's what I said. They were playing Atlanta. I'm like, they have to be in Texas for there to be fans in the stands. And then we heard that there was actually 20,000 there. So I mean, yeah, that was not shocking at all. What was, I guess, probably more shocking was the outlandish owner of the Cowboys was actually wearing a mask in it. But that in his private box, so that surprised me. It is Self-Care Sunday. Who made the recipe of the week? The recipe this week in the Resale Strong cookbook is pumpkin spice bundt cake. Pumpkin spice bundt cake. If you haven't had a chance to make that recipe yet, it looks amazing. It is a good fall recipe, and we head into fall officially this week. So we get into fall this week, and pumpkin spice bundt cake is our recipe of the week. You know what it also is? This is the start of a new week. You know what I said, week 27, 28. It's a good week to have a good week. So it's a good week to have a good week, people. It is. Frankenstein's been added to the set this week. Lego Frankenstein. Let's see. What else we got going on? So, last night I gave you a challenge, or I gave you a dilemma to think about. So if you joined us last night or caught the replay, I gave you something to think about. And we did that whole talk, if a tree falls in the forest, did it make a sound? And if nobody was there. So if nobody's in the forest and a tree falls, did it make a sound? And Kitty pointed out that the animals heard it. And she's right, they did, and they probably knew it was going to happen before it fell because they tend to scatter in advance of it. And you're like, why are they scattering? And then all of a sudden a tree falls. And you're like, oh, that's why they scattered. Because they knew it was coming. They sensed the vibrations in the ground or something. I don't want to give the idea that I have this higher animal knowledge than I do, because I don't. So we talked about that, and we talked about whether that we know that the new loyalty program in business is being clean. So we know that the new loyalty program in business is being clean. And so my question to you tonight, my question for you to answer tonight is, if a surface is cleaned and disinfected, but no customer sees it, did it really happen? So if a surface is clean and disinfected, but no customer sees it, did it really happen? What say you? What say you? Tell me about it. What are your feelings on this? If a surface is clean and disinfected, but no customer sees it, did it happen? What do you say, Edwin? Karen, you popped in. You've been found. Exactly. Nope. And that mean that what that they do need confirmation. They need to see that you're doing it. It's absolutely, Marianne. Let them see you cleaning. Be doing ABC. Always be cleaning. There's always something that needs cleaning or picking up. And that's not to say you're disinfecting the whole store and everything else. I mean, don't you feel better about grabbing a cart from the grocery store that has somebody stationed outside that's wiping down the carts? It's a different experience. Any little bit of cleaning. That's right, you can't only do it once. Okay, so keeping your store clean is an ongoing process, and anything that you're doing in an ongoing manner to keep your environment clean is a good thing. Okay, and it doesn't have to be the same thing that you're cleaning. Absolutely, Karen. Making a big deal of it goes a long way to make people comfortable. I mentioned that we were just together with friends that we hadn't been able to see in a long time, and they were asking what things are like in the real world, and we were talking about it, and people are out and they're wearing masks and they're being good about that, but one of the things that's really gone out the window is social distancing. Customers are in each other's way more. Okay, the one-way aisles are out the window, even if they're still labeled in places, but they are not. Customers are really okay being around each other more or in each other's space. Absolutely, Edwin. It's perception. That's true, Jana. Doing the right thing even if no one sees you do it. But it is the ongoing perception and keeping it clean or smelling clean. Sometimes just the smell of clean is a good step. Marianne, you get really dramatic when you do everything. And I mean that in the nicest, most sweetest manner. But yes, it's the old, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean, but always be cleaning something. Um, in your store, if you think of an average store visit and how long somebody's in one of your stores, there's lots of opportunity for them potentially to see you clean or pick up things. So it's a good thing, and it's an important thing to always be cleaning. So I thought the analogy was really good, and I thought it was important to have not only the analogy but the mindset in this group of entrepreneurs. Yeah, the 6-foot rule is nearly impossible. It's not impossible, but that's something people are giving up on. They are going down whatever aisles they want. They are going anywhere they want to be. But just doing things to keep your store picked up and clean is important. So I thought that analogy was important, and just the mental concept of it. Absolutely, Karen. Anything you can up to keep safe as we head into the fall. It's all about our community. Our stores are really a mirror of our community, and so if we can keep that mirror clean, for lack of a better term, we help ensure that our community is safe. So it's an important thing to do. And so that's why I wanted to cover that and really bring that analogy home tonight. Yeah, they really are. I've had a hard time with him, but I'm that in the grocery store. I'm just trying to knock out. When I'm in a store like that, I'm just trying to knock out my list. I'm really bad. I'm trying to knock out my list, and I really do try to respect it if they're labeled, but I admit that I suck at it. I suck at trying to maintain the one-way aisles. Um, but you know, we never did it in our stores. But you know, overall, you know, traffic is lower, but you know, the amount purchased per transaction is up. So I'll take that. And that is holding true. You know, people are putting more items in their carts. Um, so and doing less visits, but I'll take it. However, the money ends out in the register, I'll take it. The other big question that I've had from people as we honor the life and legacy of RBG, which was truly special, is what does that mean for everything else going on in Congress? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to make it harder to get a bill done, or we're going to still get a bill done. I don't know if that means we're going to confirm somebody to replace her or not. I don't know. Everything is up in the air in Washington right now. So with the passing of RBG, whether they get another bill done before the election, this is going to be an interesting Washington week. It really is. I mean, I don't know how this is going to play out. You know, I just don't. And I'm not getting enough of a, over this weekend, I haven't gotten enough of a temperature check from my people in Washington that I talk to. But I expect that we will hear more. I will hear more this week. Things were looking really good, especially when the president threw his hat into the ring that we needed to get a bigger deal than what the Republicans were asking for. And stuff. When he threw that in the middle of last week, that was a good thing. But now that I shift to the Supreme Court, it really changes things. So it's all going to fall. But I am monitoring the situation, and I am giving my input on it. And anything I can do to help affect it, I will. But that is the short version of what is happening in Washington. Quite honestly, a lot of chaos, because that is completely changed the conversation from how do we help states and cities and businesses and just regular people to who do we put on the Supreme Court. So, but all the other problems of this country and this economy don't go away just because we're having the conversation about the Supreme Court. So I will keep you updated as I know more on that, and I can assure you there will be more. I'm quite positive of that. That there will be lots of talk on that this week. So I will keep you posted on that. And was there anything else I wanted to cut? I have a bunch of stuff that I do want to cover, but I think I'm skipping it tonight, partly because... Hang on a second. Let me just see if there was something else I wanted to cover. No, that was my big issue tonight. Those were my two big points tonight. One of the big points we are going to cover this week yes, but these are crazy times, Edwin, and what we're going to do, what happens in these crazy times, I'm not putting bets on right now. One of the topics I'm going to have for this week is email. So be thinking about email, and what I'm talking about is email with your customers. So that is one of my hot business topics for this week. So we're gonna dive into email. So give that some thought to sleep on, and how you email and the frequency of your emails and what you email is sort of going to be our business topic of the week, because we need to dive into that and really talk about the purpose behind it and how we handle that. So just give that some thought in the back of your head, so that you have that in there, because that is going to be something I talk about this week a bunch as we head into this week. And as we head into this week, it's a good week to have a good week. Don't be scared of what's to come. It's all going to be good. We're going to get through this, people. We are going to get through this to the other side of this. This video and everything we talk about, all of the resources we talk about here, go over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. narts.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. It's there so you can very easily catch the replay tonight, because not everybody can tune in live, and that's okay. But it's also there so you can share with all your friends in business, so we can help everybody get to the other side. Every one of you. And we will get to the other side. I am here every night at more 8 than ish in the Narts private Facebook group. More 8 than ish in the Narts private Facebook group. If you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program. Tonight we are on page 66. 66 tonight. Good morning. You've been playing this open world game for a while now. Complete a mission today. Gain some new powers. Our good night tonight. Good night, kids. Level up. There's your graphics. Kind of Super Mario-ish. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party. A wedding. Only a couple weeks away from Zach and Rachel getting married. Just saying, it's like the Luke and Laura event of General Hospital of the 80s. Just saying, Zach and Rachel, the event of 2020. A wedding, a bar mitzvah, a good party even. We'll party again. I'll be there with you. But no, until tomorrow night at more than 8 than ish, that you, and you, but most especially you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great night. It's time for dessert.